Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Today we're diving deep into the darkest corners of the Marvel multiverse with a mind-bending what-if scenario that's going to flip everything you thought you knew about your friendly neighborhood Spider-Man. Get ready, because we're asking the chilling question: what if Peter Parker was bitten by a venomous spider instead? Imagine this. The same fateful field trip, the same brilliant, slightly awkward Peter Parker. But instead of a common radioactive arachnid, a sleek, deadly black widow spider delivers its potent bite. This isn't just about sticking to walls anymore. This is about venom, about paralysis, about a primal, lethal power coursing through a young man's veins. No bright colors, no snappy one-liners. This is a story of shadows and fear. Now, we all know the iconic moment. With great power comes great responsibility. Uncle Ben's wisdom, Peter's guiding star, shaping him into the hero we adore. But what if that crucial lesson never landed? What if Peter, grappling with these terrifying new abilities, the ability to paralyze with a touch, to spin corrosive webs, to move with a predator's silent grace, never had that moral compass pointing him toward good? The initial shock would be overwhelming. Instead of a playful web-slinging fantasy, Peter discovers his touch can bring excruciating pain, his bite lethal. The panic, the fear of what he's become, would be immense. He'd likely isolate himself, not out of heroism, but out of terror of harming others. This fear, if unchecked, could easily curdle into resentment and a dangerous sense of otherness. Think about the psychological toll, the constant temptation to use these powers for personal gain, or even just for protection, without the moral weight of responsibility. A teenage Peter Parker feeling like an outcast, misunderstood, and now genuinely dangerous. His enhanced senses would pick up on every whisper of fear, every judgmental glance, feeding a growing paranoia. Without Uncle Ben's death to catalyze his heroic journey, Peter's origin story takes a chilling turn. The pivotal moment that forged Spider-Man simply wouldn't exist. Instead, we'd see a Peter struggling with immense destructive power and no ethical framework to guide him. He wouldn't be driven by guilt over a loved one's death, but by the raw, untamed instinct of survival, perhaps even dominance. His first foray into using his powers wouldn't be stopping a petty thief, but perhaps defending himself aggressively or accidentally causing harm. The horror of that initial incident would push him further down a dark path. He'd learn quickly that fear is a powerful tool, a way to control his environment, to ensure his own safety in a world that now seems utterly hostile. Consider his early costume. Not the bright red and blue, but something darker, more utilitarian. Perhaps a chilling black, reflecting the very spider that gave him his abilities. His movements wouldn't be acrobatic and graceful in a playful way, but predatory and precise, a hunter stalking its prey. The whispers of a new, terrifying figure in the city would spread, not of a hero, but of an urban legend, a nightmare in the shadows. As he ventures out, he wouldn't be fighting villains, but perhaps anyone who crosses him, anyone who threatens his fragile sense of security. Imagine the petty bullies at school, the condescending adults. What happens when Peter, armed with literal venom, decides he's had enough? The line between self-preservation and malevolence blurs incredibly fast. This version of Peter Parker would likely develop an intense distrust of authority, of systems that failed to protect him, or perhaps even scorned him. He'd see the world as a place where the powerful prey on the weak, and he would decide to be the predator. His incredible intellect, once aimed at science and problem-solving, would be twisted into devising ways to exploit his powers, to manipulate situations, to gain control. Think about the iconic Rogues Gallery. Instead of battling Dr. Octopus, he might become an even more terrifying version of him, merging his scientific genius with his dark abilities. Instead of thwarting the Green Goblin, perhaps he'd be the one unleashing chaos upon the city, proving a terrifying force that even Norman Osborn would fear. The absence of Uncle Ben's lesson creates a vacuum, and into that vacuum rushes not just a lack of heroism, but the potential for something truly sinister. Without responsibility, Peter's great power could easily be interpreted as great freedom. Freedom to take what he wants, to punish those he deems deserving, to carve out his own twisted version of justice. His encounters with other superpowered individuals would be fascinating. How would he react to the Avengers? Would he view them as rivals, as threats to his dominion, or perhaps as targets to exploit? His venomous abilities would make him incredibly dangerous, a wild card that even heroes like Captain America or Iron Man would struggle to contain. This isn't just about Peter turning bad. It's about a complete rewiring of his core motivations. His compassion, empathy, and sense of duty, all the hallmarks of the Spider-Man we know, would be stifled, replaced by a cold pragmatism and an almost animalistic instinct to survive and dominate. He wouldn't be driven by the desire to help, but perhaps by the desire to instill fear, to maintain control. The very fabric of the Marvel Universe would be altered, without a true Spider-Man who rises to protect the common person. Does another hero step up, or does the city descend into further chaos, leaving a void that this venomous Peter Parker might eagerly fill, albeit in his own dark way? It's a chilling thought, isn't it? That the smallest change in an origin story, the absence of a single crucial lesson, could take one of Marvel's greatest heroes and transform him into one of its most terrifying villains. This Peter Parker, Marvel's Venom Spider-Man, would be a constant reminder of the fine line between hero and monster, and how easily even the purest intentions can be corrupted by unchecked power. What do you think? How would this venomed Peter Parker compare to other Marvel villains? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. If you enjoyed this dive into the dark side of What If, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe for more epic alternate universe theories, and ring the notification bell so you don't miss our next adventure into the multiverse. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next video.